So you guys were kind of touching on it, but like, I guess what would be some of the considerations that should be taken into account if somebody's going to choose to install or, utilize the Z-Quip system? Maybe what are the first steps they should take and, how do they need to keep in mind, how that system might impact other systems on the machine, like the hydraulics or anything like that, or, um,
Sure. So the first thing is to recognize that you're not going to use an electric machine exactly the same way you use a diesel.
mhm,
Okay? And if you're committed to doing that, you shouldn't do it. Okay, you're going to have to change your ConOps. You're going to have to plan a little bit differently. So you have to accept that going in. We're very comfortable talking about all that with you. We've studied it. We have different ConOps laid out for all different situations. And that has nothing to do with technology or batteries or anything else. It just says your day used to look like this. Now it's going to look a little bit like this.
mhm.
And you got to get over that hurdle first. Once you get to that place, um, it's a matter of defining what you think your days are going to look like. And from there, we can help you have the right equipment available, the right amount of batteries, the right motors. Sometimes we make changes to the hydraulic systems that improve efficiency. And by improving efficiency, you can extend battery life, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's better just to use a little bit more battery. We have good models for all this and we can understand all these things. The basic system is to leave the hydraulic system and the rest of the machine exactly as is. It's literally a swap out for a diesel fuel tank and a diesel engine for electric batteries and an electric motor. And it's that simple. Your day's a little different, but the machine really isn't complicated. In fact, the machine's a lot easier to maintain. It's a much simpler machine.
Mhm.
And the way we interact with customers to learn what they need and how they move forward. The first time we convert a machine, there's a level of engineering that goes into that kit.
Yep.
After that, it is a off-the-shelf type of kit that we can manufacture. The normal system now is a customer tells us what they need. If that machine is in our portfolio, we manufacture the conversion kit, send it to them, and they do the conversion. It's quite straightforward with that. And then we provide assistance with the first one and make sure that they are set up for success going forward on that machine.
Yeah, a typical dealer can install a conversion kit. It really isn't, it's not that complicated. Pulling an engine out is just no big deal. It's done in kind of in an afternoon kind of thing. And the conversion kit can be installed in by 2 guys in a week. It's not.
If you do your own service, you can do your own conversion.
Exactly.
And then from there, it's after we've converted once, every similar machine gets much easier, right? Most 25-ton excavators are 25-ton excavators with similar layouts. And so as we continue to build a portfolio, it is allowing us to offer more for our customer because, we like excavators, but there's more than just excavators on the site. In our shop right now, we've got CTLs, we've got wheel loaders, excavators. In Europe right now, we're working on 2 different excavators for customers. It's trying to find the right balance because there is no one site that everybody has, but the most flexibility that we can do and really to realize the value, like we said, you get them all working together. 1 machine is fine. 2 machines is a way better value. 3 machines, you're really getting at it. And then from there, that you're going to win people over because using an electric machine is better. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to like it more. And so if you haven't yet, you will. And so
it's been really fun to have the hardcore diesel guys show up here. And they're like, I don't want this. By the time they leave, they're giggling.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's more powerful. It's quiet. It's pleasant. They just can't even believe it. They are. There is not enough talking I could do in the world to convince them. You put them up in the machine and whole different world.
So now, we know we can win the operators. It's about winning the fleet managers. It's about winning the higher levels of decision making to know that this isn't going to slow things down. This is going to really make it's like the value you get when you start to see how connected things are and the level of transparency you have into things. Our interface will show you, here are all of my machines that have Z-Quip conversions. Here are all of the battery modules in each, the state of charge of each, the expected level of runtime left. You could structure break schedules and lunch schedules around that. We offer mobile fast charging, machine-to-machine charging, swapping, that all within the system. It makes it very clear what your options are. because the worst part is the range anxiety. And I don't care who you are, you can love electric vehicles more than anything. You've got range anxiety. That's right. I worry about my gas tank running out. It's just, I have more options, so it's not really a problem. The other part is not just making the machines in the fleet and the site work. It's giving you that information ahead of time so that you're never, it's never in the back of your mind of, oh no, did I miss this one? Is this machine, he's been out there longer than I thought. Is something going wrong? All of that is proactively managed ahead of time. And then you can also, not just on the runtime and the uptime, the serviceability part of it, right? It's, a big thing that we hear a lot is concern about batteries, right? Insurance doesn't really know how to deal with batteries yet. There's stuff in the news all the time about cars starting on fire, and batteries are batteries, but just, I'm sure people felt the same way when they said, you're putting gasoline in a tank, and you're going to park them all next to each other, and then you're going to light it on fire. It's what we want to do is understand the customer's concerns and say, batteries are different and batteries are scary, but there is a level of care and safety that goes into implementing and managing a battery system that we feel that our system is above and beyond. The manufacturer we work with is heavy and off-highway, on-highway trucking. These are rugged, amazing batteries. On top of that, the software, thermal management, all of the planning that we've done around is exceptional. And so we know that aside from just what we have done on the battery, the way that our system allows you to manage those also makes customers feel better that in some areas you can't store electric next to diesel. It's just, they don't know. So it's gonna take the batteries off. The modularity of it allows you to store them safely. If you're worried about anything, right, it allows you to separate the risk of battery and your concern about batteries from everything else. But then our system also is very forewarning if anything goes wrong. So the temperatures can get slightly out of line, and we can warn you ahead of time, hours, days, God. I mean, some of this stuff so far ahead of time to say something's going on with this battery. You should go take the battery off, put it somewhere else. We'll send somebody out to come take it and check it, right? It is that extra level of software and safety that really makes a difference when you're trying to implement this in a site. Because if you're out in a greenfield somewhere, nobody cares. But if you're doing a huge multi-level building or a skyscraper, you are not putting something in there if you're concerned about any sort of safety or fire risk. And we know that. So we want to make sure customers know how to take care of that.
Kind of building that same one, how connected the whole system is. One of our previous conversations, we got the question about what if someone steals the battery? These are expensive assets. Each battery, it has its own serial number built into it. We know from our world, every machine it gets plugged into, every time it gets charged, it's all IoT connected. If you steal a battery, we're gonna literally know where you are.
And turn it off.
And we're coming to pick it up now, and we'll worry about the legal part of it later. But no, that's it. There's just no way. You just cannot get away with it.
It also lends to the versatility of these battery modules, though, because it's not just a battery that goes onto a machine. It allows you to replace multiple areas of diesel power on a site. So each ZQuip battery module can be used as its own generator. And so you can take it off the machine. If a machine isn't working that day, take the module off. It's got outlets. It's got the power available for you to use it in other areas.
You can use it as a welder.
You can use it as a welder. You can also put them into, we have large bays of container, but it's basically a storage container for all of these modules that can replace an on-site genset. So there's just,
you can power your EV off of it if you want to recharge your EV. That's fine. Plug your Tesla in off of it.
But rather than thinking about, there just has to be a mindset shift in what it means to be productive and get value, right? Run time on a machine is not the right way to look at it. Battery capacity on a machine is not the right way to look at it. You need to think about, what is the site? What is the fleet do? What is the amount of work that needs to be done? And how much energy does it take? And then from there, how do you maximize the utilization of the energy you're bringing on site? Really, what we want to emphasize is any day that you have a machine that either sat with a battery and wasn't working or finished the day with battery capacity, you wasted money. Because it's not like diesel where you just use it the next day. Yes, you can use that energy the next day, but you're not paying, I mean, electricity is very cheap. What you're paying for is capacity. And so you're not utilizing the capacity properly. And that's what our system allows you to do.